Hello, hello.
Hey guys, welcome to Event Conversations and Q&A.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, welcome. We are excited to jump in to today's topic.
Yes.
Sometimes we have lots of questions that we ask. Other times we drill down on one particular question.
And that is today.
We are drilling down. So what is the question that we are going to expand upon?
That is, how do you know what to sell at your event?
So we talk a lot about, creating events that have impact, but
Yes.
also that are profitable as well,
yes.
right? So impactful and profitable, they go hand in hand. A lot of times people have events that are not impactful and they're not profitable. They go in the hole having these events.
Yes, and they're not selling, or the product, whatever they have, is priced way too low.
Right. And so, in order to sell something at your event, whether you're selling the event itself or you're selling something at the event, you need to be solving a challenge, right?
Yes.
And you need to create an impact and give value. Like, a lot of people want to lead with the sale, and that's not what you're leading with. You need to lead with value. You need to lead with how are you solving the challenge.
Yes, first.
Right? So people kind of get it twisted a little bit, the cart in front of the horse, if you will.
They do.
That it's like, well, I want to make money, I want to sell. It's like, okay.
Right, and that's all they think about.
The way that you make money and the way that you sell at your event is by solving a challenge, by filling a need, and by giving value. When you can give enough value, which is where we talk about creating that impact, right?
The sales will come
Impactful
naturally.
event, the sales are going to come,
Yes.
right? Because people are going to want to continue that journey with you.
They're going to want more information.
Next step. They're going to want a continued relationship. And so people, you got to flip how you're looking at sales. How do you sell at an event? It's not by beating someone over the head and selling them something.
No.
It's by backing up and structuring your event out in
the
a
right
way that it is impactful, therefore it is profitable, right? You cannot have a profitable event that wasn't impactful. It could be profitable, but it's not going to be as profitable as it could have been if you led with value, if you led with solving a challenge, if you led from looking at what does your attendee need, how are you giving that to them, and then what is the next step after that.
Right, not every 5 minutes saying, oh, I'm going to sell you this, or get prepared for this, I'm going to take care of this.
It's like,
no,
slam
the event just started.
Give them value. And this is before the event too. Like, you don't just wait around until the event happens to start giving them value, to start solving their needs and challenges and wants.
As soon as they sign up,
Give
you're
them value.
automatically giving information.
Whether you're having, a coaching sessions that you're doing beforehand,
some tips,
whether
some tricks.
you're having webinars, whether you're having, downloads and checklists and PDFs and other trainings, maybe maybe you're having a virtual something that you're doing. Like, there's all kinds of things, but you want to continually give them value so that when they come to the event, they're going to get so much more value from the event that then when you do offer them a way to continue the relationship with you,
they're going to be like, wow.
Sell them something, right?
Yes.
They're going to be wanting to do that.
Because they love the information that you've already been giving them.
And not everybody at your event is going to buy. That's okay, right? The ones who are meant to will, because they're the ones that want to continue on the journey with you to that next level, to that next progression.
Right. And the others might not be ready at that time.
Right? I say, no just means no right now. Right?
Yes.
It means time and circumstances change everything.
Change every day.
So someone might say, no, they're not ready to continue on the journey now. However, 3 months down the road, they're at a different place and they are ready at that point, right?
Yep.
But you've got to set up your event on the front end to be value forward. You've got to be solving the challenge. You've got to be giving them nuts and bolts and meat and potatoes and like some sort of substance.
Yep.
And not just fluff, right? And that is the challenge.
Because they'll go right through it. They'll know.
They'll be like, oh, what have I actually got? I'm taking some notes, but I haven't got anything tangible that I'm going to take forward and to do something with, right? And that's also where, the speak-a-thon, the pitch-a-thon thing is kind of going by the wayside because people are wise to that now. People want value. People want information. People want something from you, not just coming to an event to pitch, and for them to choose what they want and then move on to the next thing.
And then what happens is they'll return whatever they just bought just to get somebody else's.
Yep. And so not saying that you couldn't have some sort of pitch-a-thon event, but
it could be
pitch-a-thon
structured
events
differently.
are very old school in the way that they are structured, because people are now getting their information from a lot of different places. They're able to see a lot more with everything
Their eyes are
digitally
open.
that we have going on now. It's a different world. And so when someone comes, when they invest to go to an event, they're investing because they want
the information
that you're going to give them for transformation, right?
Yes.
They want
what
that
they need.
impactful information that you're giving to them that they can take and use. Now,
and it's not used. It's not talked about.
No. And this is something that whenever you're at your event and whenever you're thinking about structuring your event, what content are you going to cover? What speakers are you going to bring in? How are you going to structure this?
Yep.
They should, whether they buy the next thing from you or not, okay?
Correct.
They should be able to leave with the information that you've given them and solve the challenge that they came to this event to solve, okay? Not saying there might be another challenge that needs to be solved after that, because each event is solving a challenge, right?
Yes.
One, because that's the focus of that event. It's all around that. Now,
the next event will charge
when you're
a different
offering
challenge.
the next thing for them, or the continuation on the journey, or whatever you might be offering them, that is solving the next thing, right?
It sure
or
is.
It's holding them accountable for the
first
actually
thing.
take the information that you've given them and actually do it, right? So it's the implementation part, right? The education part, they're getting that from the event. You're selling them the next thing is the implementation, the actual doing.
It doesn't happen often either.
Right.
It's just about some information, and there you go. See you later.
Right. So when you structure your event accordingly on the front end, how do you sell kind of fills in itself on the back end. You've got to make sure you're structuring that correctly as well, that you're doing it at the right time, that it has the right components in it to make it valuable if someone wants to continue that journey with you.
Yes.
But the main thing is, how do you sell at an event? You sell at an event by creating a kick-ass event. You sell at an event by creating an experience. You sell at an event by giving so much value that the person at the event cannot imagine not moving forward with you to continue on the progression, to continue down the path, whatever that is for you in your industry, right?
Correct.
And so stop looking at how can I sell at my event and flip that and say, how can I build relationships? How can I create impact? How can I provide value?
And that's all done ahead of time.
How can I overserve and over-deliver on my information? Because then the sales are going to come when you've packaged the next thing correctly.
And don't attempt to give everything either. Don't do the opposite and just give everything you got, because that's what's in your sale. That's what's in your product.
You want to give away everything that
just
they
enough
need at that level, right?
Yes.
Now, this is another thing I've seen people do is they take what you just said, though, and they give nothing of substance, right? And they put everything in the next offer as well.
Yes.
That's not what you're doing. You are wanting to give them everything for that particular moment in time to solve whatever the challenge or need was for that event.
Because they don't trust you yet.
But you don't want to give them over on that because they haven't gotten to the place where they've even solved this down here.
No.
So we don't need to be talking about this up here.
And nothing was solved.
What ends up happening is they get overwhelmed. And when someone is overwhelmed, they don't move forward.
They'll back up.
They don't actually do what you talked to them about doing. They're not going to move. They're just going to feel like, drinking from a fire hose, and they actually got no water. They're still thirsty.
And they're
see
scared.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you don't want to overwhelm them and just give them everything of everything. You need to be strategic. You need to be
bite-sized pieces. Bite-sized pieces.
And that's why I say every event solves one challenge. What challenge is this particular event solving? And then whatever you're offering as the next sale, the next progression, the next step solves the next thing, whether that's another event, whether that's coaching with you, whether that's a mastermind, whether that's
different
more
trainings
information,
with your
whether
trainers.
That's implementation, like working one-on-one, whatever that next progression is more the implementation component of taking what you've given them at the event and going forward. Now, back to what we were saying, though, if someone didn't move forward with you to the next step, right? They didn't buy your next thing. That's okay. They have everything that they need from your event because you gave them everything that they needed to be able to move forward. They're just going to be solving it on their own.
Right. And they're going to be ready at another time.
Correct.
And if not, that's okay too. Because you're not for everybody.
No. And so.
And you need to be okay with that also.
You've got to be coming from a place of value, coming from a place of relationships, coming from a place of you know the value that you're providing. You know the impact that you're creating. You know that you're leading with the value. You're leading with creating impact and relationships that you're not leading with, I need a sale. I need to make another sale. How am I going to make a sale? I need a sale.
No,
I'm gonna make a
it's
sale
not
today.
that way.
I'm going to sell. It's like, then it comes off as just sleazy. It comes off as
saley,
snake oil salesman. It comes off as you just need them for the next thing. And it's like,
and they'll feel that right away.
And that's the wrong energy to bring about your event, because then you're not creating an impact. And when you don't create an impact, you're not going to create a profit.
Nope.
Okay. So those are the two things. That's what we always talk about: impactful and profitable.
Yes.
Impactful and profitable, right? You can do
Impactful
both.
first.
It's not either or. You can have an impact and you can make a profit. It's not, you can have both of those in there, but you've got to lead with the value. You've got to lead.
They'll feel
with
that
the
energy from you. They'll feel that energy.
Yeah.
Of you just wanting to give information and make sure that they succeed.
And that's also why opening it up for, like we talk about all the time, open it up for Q&A. Right? Yep. Because then they're like, wow, I had this question, and they
broke it down in a couple different ways.
I was stuck on this over here. I asked my question, and now I'm unstuck.
Because remember, that question could be for a lot of people in the room having the same question.
And what I love about Q&A is you're opening it up for them to ask you questions, and a lot of times, then it's like, oh, well, see, I was stuck, and they helped me because they're further down the path. And so when you do then go and offer whatever your next progression of things is for them, it's like, oh, look, they're going to be able to solve, just like they did earlier. They answered my questions along the way that kept me moving forward. And that is the major sticking point for most, is they don't know what to do. They don't know what they don't know. And so when they don't know something, a confused mind does nothing. Right? And also, a confused mind never buys. So if they're confused and you haven't answered their challenges or solved their challenge, they're not going to move on to the next thing and give you more money, right?
Yep.
So think about sales differently. We're not leading with sales. We're not pushing the sale.
Nope.
We're pushing the value. We're pushing
all the information.
We're pushing service. We're pushing education, relationship, connection, impact.
Trust.
That's what you're leading with. Then you can work on selling the implementation component of it.
Because they're going to want it naturally.
When the time is right.
Yes.
When you've done it correctly on the front end, the sales just come right?
on their own.
It's not a hard sell. It's like, here it is.
Yes.
It's not for everybody. For those that want a continued relationship, let's go, right? And you're going to have those people who raise their hand. And you're going to have people who don't as well. And that's okay. Because you know that you've delivered for them at that event what you needed to deliver, that they can go out and continue doing it themselves as well.
Yes, perfect.
Okay? So this should solve a lot of y'all's challenges that you have, because it's like, well, I don't know how to sell. I'm not good at sell.
No.
Sales is an art and a skill. You get better at it. But also, it becomes more natural when you're putting it in order, the correct order, right?
Yes.
When you give enough value, when you provide, you solve for the need, you're
and that's already going to be mapped out.
Caring about them and the impact that you're creating, the sales flow, right? And so you're not beating them over the head. You're not, okay, I'm going to sell you something now. It's like, that's not what it is.
No.
People are like, well, I want to continue working with them. What do you
naturally,
got next? Like, what's
organically,
the next thing, right?
Yes.
That's what you want. You want them asking you, how do I continue a relationship with you? How do I get to the next level with you?
Yep.
It's by continuing, setting it up right on the front end.
Correct.
Impactful, profitable, not leading with the sale, leading with value, leading with what else you can do.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, guys. We appreciate all of your questions that you have coming in.
Thank you so much.
Continue to send those
more
in to us. Make sure that you share this. Give us a 5-star review and like and comment and all those good things that helps us get out there and get more exposure so we can help more people. And that's what we're here for. So remember, it only takes an instant to make an impact. We'll talk to you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.